Hey everyone, Pepper here, and today I'm going to be talking about my new tongue ring. I got it done 1 week ago from today, and today I want to talk to you about why I got it done, what you should expect if you want to get yours done, and what you should prepare for, as in for the care and stuff. Why I got my tongue ring done, to be honest, ever since I was a child, I used to watch Spice World with the Spice Girls in it, and if you don't know what that movie is, then you don't know what living is, because that is probably the best girl band 90s thing ever. Spice Girls are my world, and the movie Spice World, you watch them sing and act and whatnot. Anyway, so why I wanted it done, I was probably, I want to say like 5-6 years old when I first watched the movie. I have an older sister, so she was into the Spice Girls as well. And I remember in the intro, you can clearly see one of the Spice Girls, aka Melby or Scary Spice. You can clearly see her tongue ring in the intro as she's singing, and I always thought, don't mind him, he's just being a weirdo. I always thought it just looked so cool on her. Like, I always wanted it done ever since I was like 5 years old. So, I'm 21 now, so I think I waited pretty good time for that. My parents thought I was an idiot. My mom still thinks I'm stupid, but she was mad at me at first, but like once I got it done, she knew that I wasn't going to change my mind, so she just kind of got over it, and she just kind of like, she wasn't like supportive, but she'd like ask how it's going and stuff, just like checking over me, I guess. My dad, on the other hand, wanted to disown me, but he basically bought me a new motorcycle helmet like 2 days later, so I guess he didn't hold a grudge over it. So, to me, I don't think, if it's something you really want, especially if it's something that you wanted for years and years and you just always wanted it that whole time, don't let anyone get you down. Just do what you want to do. I mean, if it's like a spontaneous thought, like you just thought of it yesterday, kind of think about it for a little bit, you know. But if it's something that you've wanted for years, like I said, I wanted this since I was like 5. I know it's a little weird, but like it's just something I've always thought about, like even when I was like 17 still and stuff. And so it's something I've always wanted, so I went and got it. Don't let anybody talk you down on what you want, what you truly want, what you really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really want. So tell me what you want, what you really want. I want a tongue ring. So there, you got a tongue ring. Okay. Next, my experience in the studio, it was different. I had to drive. Well, actually, I didn't drive. My friend drove me about 20 minutes away. It's where I got my tongue pierced. It's where she got her ears pierced. So she told me about the studio, and she told me, like, how good they are and stuff, and, she drove me to the studio to get my tongue done, and so I didn't have my car, and I don't know why, but I left my ID in my car, and my car was locked, so nobody could, like, get in and stuff, because we got to the studio, like, 20 minutes later, and I didn't even think of it until I got up to the desk, and I was thinking, crap, they're going to ask for my ID. So I'm like, well, I don't know, I don't have my ID and stuff, and they're like, we need a picture ID, anything, you know, so we're like, we're gonna have to drive back all the way and get my driver's license, and I felt so freaking bad because she drove me all the way, and it wasn't until like 5 minutes later, like we were driving out, we were driving 5 minutes back, and I called my mom and I asked her to take a picture of my older driver's license, and she did, and we got away with that. But if you're gonna get your tongue pierced or even belly button pierced or anything, bring your ID, because I don't know why I didn't think of that, which I knew I should have, because it's just common sense, but definitely make sure you have your ID and your money on you. After that was over, I got it pierced. The girl was really nice and stuff, and we got along well, so it wasn't bad. The healing process is probably worse than actually getting your tongue pierced. You get your tongue pierced, it just feels like you bit your tongue. I mean, people are like, oh, that would so hurt, you know, it's like really not that bad, like it's gonna hurt, of course, it's freaking piercing. My healing process though was probably the worst. I want to say the first 2 days, my tongue was like getting swollen. It wasn't swollen, but it was getting, like it was hurting and it was getting swollen. The third day was probably the worst. It was probably the swollen the worst. And then the 4th day, it was still swollen, and I was actually talking to someone about my tongue piercing, and they actually used to have a studio, like tattoos and piercings and stuff, and he told me to take a leave. I've been taking ibuprofen before. It kind of helped a little bit with the pain, but it didn't help me a whole lot. So he told me to take a leave because it's supposed to help with swelling and it's supposed to help with pain and stuff. So I took it, and no joke, within 10 minutes, the pain was completely gone, and I didn't feel anything, and the swelling went down a lot. Like, it didn't go down all the way because my tongue was pretty swollen, but it did go down a lot where I could actually feel the bar move in my tongue a little bit. I know that kind of sounds gross, but at least it didn't hurt, you know? So that's what it was. I was really scared for the 5th day because I was like watching all these videos of YouTubers with their tongue pierced saying how the 5th day was the worst day, and I was like really scared for it because I'm like, I'm like, at that point you're just like sick of the pain, you know, you just want to hurry, get this over with, and like it's doing fine, then you're like, oh god, the 5th day is gonna come. The 5th day actually wasn't bad. I think it's because I took a leave. I took a leave on the 4th day twice, probably around 4 o'clock at night on the 4th day, and then like later on, like 4 hours later. And then I took it again the 5th day the next morning, and the only thing, it was just really itchy. I don't know why. My tongue was just so itchy. Like, it was bothering me. But it wasn't painful. It was just super itchy, which is weird. Okay, so now that I told you about my experience a little bit, I mean, it wasn't bad. The worst part was probably, like, the 3rd day when my tongue was super swollen, but I took a leave and it was great. I want to tell you how to prepare. So if you're going to get your tongue pierced, then, and this actually goes for like any piercing or anything, like tattoos, piercings, whatever, definitely research and talk to others about like studios, like research your local area, how much it will cost. My tongue piercing, it only costs like $30, and tongue piercings range around like $20 to $50. I would not spend more than $50 for a piercing. I was just happy it was like $30 when I was like expecting to pay $50 for my piercing, but it was only $30 for me. It really varies depending on where you live and who's piercing and whatnot. Talk to anyone. Like I said, I had my friend take me, and she just got her industrial done, her ear done there, and she had a good experience. It's best to buy all the products beforehand, like a couple days or like even the day before your piercing, or the day of if you have time. For any like oral piercings, even like lip or tongue, like I only have my ears and tongue pierced, but like this is just common sense. Buy very soft foods. For the first few days, I ate applesauce and mashed potatoes. I hear to stay away from dairy products, like dairy foods, because the live bacteria in it. So I did buy yogurt, but I didn't eat it until like the 4th day, until it was like a little bit more healed. But right after I'd eat anything, I brushed my teeth and washed my mouth out with mouthwash. Also, as I was eating, I would always drink water with it. Like every other bite, I would be like getting a big gulp of water, just kind of swishing it around, make sure nothing's getting in the hole. The mouthwash that I used, it was the Crest Health. They want to use alcohol-free mouthwash, so make sure you buy alcohol-free mouthwash. And also, I got the Colgate Opta White or something. I usually use Crest with like those plastic beads in them, which is ridiculous. But I didn't want to use that because I didn't want those little beads to get down in the hole and stuff. So I wanted to get a toothpaste that didn't have like the beads inside. So I got the Colgate. It's like in a red tube. It's like Colgate Optical White or something. And I also bought soft bristle toothbrush. And it's a lot easier. I'm glad, I didn't even like know that I bought it until I bought it and it said soft bristles. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even like think of that, you know, but I got those and I'm glad I did because they're really helpful, because I wanted to get a new toothbrush, you know, so like the old toothbrush had all that bacteria in it, and just throw that one out and just use like the newer ones for my piercing until it heals. So what I would do, and the surprising thing, I was so surprised that it actually like cleaned my mouth. I was surprised to like brush my tongue because I thought it was going to hurt really, really bad to brush my tongue, but surprisingly it really wasn't, especially using a soft bristle. I think it helped a lot. Also, you're supposed to ice it. I'm not much of like a ice cream or like popsicle fan, but I did eat a couple popsicles like my first 2 days because it just hurt so bad I just couldn't eat. The funny thing is though, like as I'm eating now, I can eat like a little bit more solid foods, but not as much because it kind of hurts. But as I'm eating now, it feels like I'm like afraid to swallow my ball, like my top ball. And like sometimes like, and I have like a crumb or something, I'm like, oh my god, is that my ball? Did I just swallow it? So I'm like trying to like move around trying to feel the ball. But yeah, just like make sure you drink a lot of water though, because water's going to be your friend. So buy every soft and cold food that you can find. The first days I think the best to eat are like mashed potatoes. If they're without the milk though, this instant mash, I didn't put any milk in it. Also like smoothies too. I made a bunch of like peanut butter banana smoothies. Those filled me up a bit, but I would add water to it as I blended it to make it more liquidy and less thick, because it was like really thick obviously if you didn't add like any water or liquid form. So I used a bunch of water. I mean, it watered it down, but it still filled me up pretty well, and they were really good. Another thing I want to add though, and this, I don't know if a lot of people do this, but it's one thing that I'm glad I waited to do, is make sure you schedule around your time, because when you have your tongue pierced, the first few days it honestly feels like you're sick, or like you're just tired and you just feel like you're sick, like you have a cold or a flu or something. That's what it kind of feels like not really, but like your tiredness. There's a fly around here. But it just kind of feels like you're sick. Like you just don't feel like going anywhere. If you talk too much, it just hurts your mouth. And I was seriously irritated. My second day, I was hanging out with my friend, and I was just like irritated. I'm like, it was like 1 hour. And usually like I can hang out with her all day, but it was just like 1 hour, and I just wanted to go home. I'm like, I really don't want to talk. I really don't want to be here. Just take me home. I was just so irritated about everything. I felt bad, but I just did not like feel good. You know, like I had my tongue pierced, my mouth hurt. So, like, definitely schedule around a time. I'm glad, like, as of where I am at in life right now, I'll be starting work up again soon, so I had some time, like, free time to, like, live my own life, you know, and, like, not worry about anything. So I feel like it was, like, the perfect time to get it done now, because I didn't have to, like, worry about going back to school or back to work tomorrow, you know. I would say schedule it, like, even like if you have to go, if you really, really want it that bad, even if you have to go through your work schedule and like request at least 3 days. I would say request at least 2 to 3 days off, like 3 days the best. The more the better, you know. You're gonna appreciate that healing time a lot more, and I feel like it's gonna heal faster because you're not required to go anywhere or do anything. You can just like stay at home, rest, relax, because it seriously is like as if you had the flu or something. So make this off your checklist. Research, schedule, make sure you work around your schedule. Buy soft foods and cleansing products. Oh, I forgot. I'm like, what was that? And medicine. You can get ibuprofen, Tylenol, whatever. I used ibuprofen. It helped a little bit with the pain. And like I said, I do recommend Aleve. I was surprised how well. And I feel like my tongue would still be like really swollen if I didn't take Aleve. Like that was my 4th day, and I'm on my 7th day. A week has went by, and my tongue feels really great right now. Like it's a little, I mean, it's not completely healed, but it's not as swollen, and it hurts a little bit, a tiny bit, but it's like nothing like, oh, it's not like it's not even like an aggravating pain, like, you know, those pains where you get and it doesn't hurt but it just is annoying, you know. It's not even like that. It's just like, it just, like when I move it or whatever, it's just kind of like a pinch or like I don't know. It hurts a little bit, but nothing to worry about. It's worth it though at the end. I feel like my healing process is coming a lot faster than what I thought. So that's basically it with what I wanted to mention today. If you want to get your tongue pierced or anything else pierced, research it and go for it if you really, really want it. And just make sure to be prepared, because it's like watching over a child for a few weeks, I guess. It kind of is, because it is your body and you don't want to get it infected or anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Bye!